literally I checked yesterday. Today's August 12th. We flew in August 11th to Montana 2 years ago. So this was just kind of like a celebration of our first trip, of us being together, and also to pick up this Sprinter van. So yeah, right now I'm just organizing produce and little kitchen stuff like that. We didn't get that much because we have the Airstream that we've been camping out of, and we have a lot of gear in there. Just got some basic stuff to get us by for this week, and then once we get home I'll transfer stuff from the Airstream in here. We're driving towards Glacier National Park right now. We're gonna stay at the Lake McDonald Lodge. We stayed there last time. I think I'm in shock right now because I just can't believe that this is our van. For years I have been talking about getting a van. There's been multiple things that kept me from doing so, but Jared and I, the thing that connected us when we met was our love for being like outside, traveling, exploring, adventuring. We got the Airstream just to try out like more off-grid camping, glamping sort of, because to me camping is like camping in a tent. I never did much research on those separate RVs that you have to like trailer, because that never really appealed to me, and I was kind of telling him like about the research that I've done on these vans. Plus we have two very big dogs, two Rottweilers. Even though this is minimal space, it's much more space than that RV, so that's kind of why we upgraded to this. Plus we're going to be selling that Airstream. So this time around we have this little cabin at the lodge. Last time we just had a regular room. We're gonna go walk down to the lake, do a little cold plunge. Our cabin is right there. I feel like barefoot would have been easier. Oh, remember these rocks? How beautiful they are? All the different colors.
So deep. I opened my eyes. Did you? Yeah, let's try to skip around.
Single glass thing.
The binoculi. Yes! Good morning, it's 6:30. I've been up since about 4:30. I just did my little morning routine. Got ready for the day. It's a lot warmer than I remembered. I don't think I told you guys this yesterday. Obviously we got this van which we can sleep in, but we weren't 100% sure if we were going to be buying it, so we booked the lodge for last night and for tonight just in case we didn't get the van and we needed somewhere to sleep. So we're gonna go do, I think it's called Grinnell Glacier Trail. It was recommended to us by 2 locals. Let's go see what the lake looks like. I made tea, peppermint. This is the exact same spot that we were at last night, but it doesn't seem like anybody's down here. So pretty. I hiked 10 miles carrying my big ass camera, and I didn't even have my SD card with me to take photos of this trail. So this is what we're working with. This is the Saya Bend Trail. It was absolutely gorgeous. It had waterfalls and overlooks along the way. I would definitely rate it as difficult, but very fun. Next day, we made it to Grinnell Glacier. This time I did not forget my SD card, but I ran out of space. I ran out of storage on the SD card, so I did get a couple clips, but not very many. This should have been another 10-mile hike, but the beginning of the trail was closed, so we had to take a detour, which made the total trip a little over 13 miles. Then at the very end of the trail, you get to another lake. Wait for it, wait for it. And this lake literally has chunks of ice in it. These are glaciers in the lake. I've never seen anything like this. I've never even seen a frozen lake. never seen any sort of ice in water like that before. One more lake! There was lots of lakes along 13 miles. We decided to take a dip. We thought about going in at the glacier lake, but it was so freezing cold and so windy. That was one thing about this trail. The weather changed a lot throughout it, so we did have to pack layers to add and take off and stuff like that. But other than that, it was amazing. It was stunning and lots of fun. Good morning. Today is Thursday. It's really cold. We camped in Glacier National Park last night. It was our first night sleeping in the van. I was so exhausted last night. I think I fell asleep at like 8:30. I'll give you a tour of the van in a second just so you can kind of see. It's a little messy because we flew here with 2 suitcases. Once we get back home, I'll organize it so that way our next trip will be, you know, ready. Yesterday was kind of crazy. I feel like it was just such a long day. This hike that we did yesterday was called Grinnell Glacier, and it's in many glaciers. I think that's just like an area of the park, but you have to have not only like a park pass to get into Glacier National Park. You have to have a pass. You also, for this specific area, for many glaciers, you have to have a vehicle pass. It's only like $2, but they only have a limited number of passes per day. So yesterday we woke up at 4 a.m. We drove about 40 minutes from where we stayed that night to the trail yesterday, and then we just parked in the little like trail parking area. There was a couple other people there. This was probably close to like 5 a.m. that we got there, and we just slept in the van for another like 2 hours. Got up around 7, started the hike around 8. What was so breathtaking about yesterday's hike, all the panoramic views of like the lakes and the mountains. It's like these valleys that are just like curving, and then you end up, the very end of the trail is like the lake that has the glaciers in it. It's just this lake that has chunks of ice floating in it because that's how cold it is. And that was crazy. Both yesterday and the day before, both hikes that we did. First day was a 10 mile, yesterday was a 13 mile. Today we're only doing like a 3 or 4 mile hike because I have shin splints real bad. And also I just don't want to hike another 13 miles today. Okay, so this is like the passenger side. Obviously there's lots of storage there, up there there's storage above both of our heads, then in the back that's a whole nother bin for storage. This is a table that folds out outside. This is our little fridge right when you walk in. When you come, okay, seriously, it's a mess. This is like a little bench. This is probably mostly comfortable for like one person. Also, all the windows, like there's a window on that door, the big van door when you open it, and in the back where the bed is, and over here they have like a screen in case you want to leave the window open, or blinds. Very, very convenient and easy to open. This is all the like electrical stuff. This is what controls the bed to move it up and down. Then this is like our light switches, water stuff. This is something to do with solar, other stuff. What the front of the van looks like when you're in the back. Both of these chairs turn completely around. This is our little kitchen area. So there's that. This little stovetop thing, you just plug it in over here, and we have been storing it in here, but we just have it out right now because we boiled some water to make some tea. Okay, sink. Okay, here's the bed. I want to open up the blinds back here. I closed them obviously because we were sleeping last night. When the bed is raised, these are like 2 little couches, and there's a table in the middle. And then this door is actually for the bathroom. There's a shower and a toilet in there, but right now we've just kept the shelves in there because we haven't used the shower. Previous owners added a lot of stuff to the van. They added this storage box, this bike rack, the lift, whatever. I don't really know what all they added. Let's see if I can open this. Now you can kind of see a little better the situation. So all this storage stuff too can be accessed from back here. Okay, that's the van tour for now. Finally, today's hike, I had the SD card, and of all the hikes we did, this is the trail that I actually would want the SD card for. This is called Avalanche Lake. We did this trail the last time we came out here, and it was one of our favorites, so that's why we decided to do it again. And something really freaking crazy happened on this day, which is why I say I'm glad I had the SD card. More so just for the memories of what the lake looked like and what we looked like and stuff like that, because you will see momentarily what I'm talking about.
My heart's pounding. Okay, I'm going out. You couldn't tell the temperature?
No, because I forgot to turn mine.
Turn it off and then go check again.
The trail itself is just over 6 miles. I would say it's more moderate, easy to moderate, and because of the distance, it's short enough that you can spend a few hours here just hanging out by the lake. At least that's what we do when we've been here, and it's just so peaceful, truly spending an afternoon here. I love it. I got 2. Go. Do it. Wow. Update, it's Friday morning. We stayed at the lodge again last night. Honestly, I thought we were just gonna start driving home yesterday, like start our road trip in the van back to North Carolina. We have a 32-hour road trip, which I am very excited for, because you guys know, if you've seen my videos, I used to road trip across the country for fun, it seems like. But we stayed at the lodge last night. We didn't start driving because yesterday was kind of special, very special. So we just wanted to have like a nice dinner last night at the lodge and just be cozy in a big bed. So yeah, today marks the beginning of our road trip. I'm gonna share that in this video as well. It's about 8 a.m. I've been up since about 6. We're gonna walk down to the lake and just stretch and move our bodies before we hit the road. Our first U-turn in the van, right? Don't think we've made it to North Dakota yet. That's what we've U-turned for. Oh my gosh, the sunset. You have to look at the sun. Okay, I guess we're going to a rodeo. Yeehaw! Alrighty. We get a video of my cowgirl outfit. Just get my cowboy boots. Day 1 on the road, we honestly didn't stop to see or do that much because we just wanted to get a good couple hours out of the way on this first day. 1 hour before we crossed the border to get into North Dakota, we saw this rodeo happening and just figured, why not stop? And these were some real ass cowboys. Like, I'd been to a rodeo once in North Carolina and it was nothing like this. I truly never thought I would go back to another one because that one was so, let's just say, interesting. After our little rodeo detour, we finished our drive into North Dakota. We found this campsite. It was free. It was first come, first serve, and there were plenty of spots. This was our view when we woke up. Then started our drive and stopped at a gym for a quick little session. So as it turns out, I suck at filming. This was the ending of our second day of driving. It took us 4 days to get home And this was all the clips that I had. I don't know where my mind was at during this trip. I think I was just so distracted by all the excitement and love and joy from what all had occurred. So I wasn't really paying attention to filming. For our third day on the road, we started our morning off with a trail run at the campsite that we stayed at, and then just trekked through and ended up only having about 5 hours on our 4th day of driving. It was fun. Sorry I don't have any videos. Sorry I suck at filming, but